gosh, I'd make a bad DJ. I guess all DJ is doing is these days is just pushing buttons. You know, kind of like the old phone operator. Good morning. It is Thursday, May 6th, and you are watching the Daily Dan. Maybe not with the cat thing. One day I'll get this right, and not getting it right is my getting it right. Good morning, everybody. How is Crystal? No bueno. It is time to get up, stand up, stop doom scrolling, because the Daily Dan is here to save your day. Except for Crystal's day, who's in there like she's like she's hanging out in the bed with the Grandpa Wonka, or with the Grandpa from Willy Wonka. But no, Crystal's pretty bad. Crystal's pretty bad. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened to the time. I thought I said it correctly and saved it last night, but it was off by a little bit, I guess. Thank you guys for texting me, letting me know. But no, we are here. We are clear. It's been a crazy morning. The cats are over here eating food. Kumiko's in the back because nobody's getting along today. It's weird, bizarro day. Everybody's acting weird. Everything's weird. Mooch watched The Exorcist last night and decided he was going to reenact that all over the house this morning. So I'm curious, after he eats all this food, what's going to happen. But yeah, everything's bizarro, wacky day. It's going to be super stress out Dan day. Crystal's down and out. I don't know. I think she'll probably be okay by Friday. I'll see later. She doesn't feel as bad as she doesn't look as bad as she did last time. Like last time it was way worse, but she's still like fevered and chills and a ball in the bed, all dizzy and pukey. So I don't know. So I'll let her know. I don't know if she ever comes out of there. I'll probably just leave her closed in there all day while I do other stuff. So yeah, she's doing it. Well, thanks for everybody that tuned in to watch us make Mexican pizzas last night. I know it probably wasn't our best performance, but thank you guys for supporting us and hanging out. That really meant a lot. It was really good. I still would make crunch wraps over Mexican pizzas, even if I put everything in the crunch wrap, pretty much. But I thought it was good. Sending love to her. Yeah, I'll tell you guys are all pulling for her. But she's in the back in a ball. I probably won't see much if any of her today. So what's going on, everybody? What's going on my little list of things to do here today? Oh my gosh. We talked about that yesterday. Oh my gosh, did you guys see SN15 stick the landing like Carrie Strun? Look at this. Here, I got some pictures here. Look at that thing. Dude, that thing's like, I don't know, I think the thing's like 150 feet tall. They launched the SN15 into space, about 6 miles up in the air, comes down, sticks the landing, catches on fire a little bit for the dramatic flare, but sticks the landing. Oh my gosh, look how amazing that is. This is gonna put people on Mars, which is gonna be crazy. It's gonna end up being part of a starship. Look how big a starship is compared to the space shuttle. Bigger payload, because you know, when you got moving on the first of the month in Mars, so you gotta bring all your stuff with you. But that thing looks amazing. I cannot wait to see that thing take off. Oh my gosh. I mean, look how much bigger than it is. It is like way more than double the space shuttle. And the space shuttle is huge. That was one thing that I didn't realize until I saw the space shuttle up close, is how big the space shuttle actually is. The space shuttle is huge. So this thing's huge. This thing's gonna be cool. So yeah, so congratulations, SN15. Look at that thing. Huge. Looks like they took like a bunch of old cans to make this thing, huh? They had a GoPro cam on the fin of it. I think it was on this fin. It's so cool. I'm just so fascinated with the, because I've always been in the technology. I got my first computer in the early 80s, and I've always watched it grow. And during technology times, we get a little slowdown with even pacing, and then all of a sudden we get a huge jump in technology. And the jump in technology over the last 10 years has been incredible. So for me, as a person of technology, I think that this is fascinating, that they could take a rock, put it up in space, and land it. I think it's fascinating. So yeah, so way to go, SM15. I'm curious to see when the next SN goes. I don't know if it's going to be 16 or 17. I think they have 16 in the Bay. I know they scrubbed like 13 and 14, I think were scrubbed. But go 15. Go SN15. It was so cool to watch. This is going to be them soon. My gosh. And like I said yesterday, we talked about how on the moon I would love for them to point a camera back at Earth so we can see Earth rises and, you know, Earth sunsets. And they are actually going to do that. So we are going to get a camera, a nice camera, pushing back to Earth. So maybe I can see myself waving from the moon. I think that would be pretty cool. So yeah, congratulations. Money well spent, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you're building them a tenth of the cost as the government was building them. And the technology is moving rapidly fast. And I do love that. I do love that. Oh my gosh. So way to go, SN15. What do we got here? We got Mooch. Mooch is left on the big food competition, and so is Topo. The shuttle had over 1 million moving parts. It was the most complicated thing built until the Super Collider. Yeah, that space shuttle is crazy. That space shuttle is crazy. And so is the airplane that takes it back to Florida from here too. We did some work inside there one time, and that thing's amazing. That thing is amazing. Yes, so way to go, SN15. I can't wait to see what other things come from rocket boosters. You know, this technology is gonna enable us to all be Tony Starks at some point. I can be flying up in the air at some point. Think that would be fantastic. I'm still stuck on this side of the house over here. It's gonna be another hot day today, so I'm still shoved on this corner of the house. Wow, I've been up close to the Enterprise decades ago. It's huge. Space is fascinating. Waiting for that repulsor tech. Oh man, we had this microwave tech at NASA where they were flying drones with microwaves over it, and it was like melting the things on the Earth. Like it was there for like war. So we are getting into some cool stuff. It's gonna be cool to see a you know, a starship with multiple decks and stuff like you see on the like on Star Trek and stuff like that. You know, yes. So good job there. What is not good job? Not good job. Let me go over to my thing here. What did I have? Dexter, Serial Soup, Sponcho. Mr. Beast. Oh, I don't want to talk about Mr. Beast. If you guys watch the CC Mouse podcast, and any of you guys listen to the CC Mouse podcast, you would have listened to my story about Mr. Barfburger. Oh my gosh, Mr. Barfburger. If you guys haven't heard it, you should. If you guys haven't heard it, you should. I tried Mr. Beast Burger. You know, Mr. Beast Burger is Mr. Beast's little like burger joint that he's putting out recently, where you like sub out part of your kitchen to get food from him, and it sucked, and I barfed, and you'll have to hear the story. But he's back in the news today. Controversy, people trying to cancel Mr. Beast, which I have met Jimmy before, but like, you know, I met him for a while. Like we were at an event together, right? A small event, but we were at an event together, and he was really nice. He took pictures with everybody. He was cool. He was just normal. You could stay there when I was talking to him. He wasn't looking around like he was walking away. Tall guy though, but he was really cool. So they're after Mr. Beastburger, saying that he's unpleasant to work with. Man, you guys should have seen my last boss when he pissed him off. That guy did things that would bring down the house. You guys are mad that he told you to get back in the room and do some editing? So crazy. It's so crazy. It's so frustrating as a content creator to like watch this stuff go, and people get so much crap and so much flack, and I guess everybody's always gotten crap over the years. Now we just have a voice linked to it. But Mr. Beast does, you know, he puts out the videos he puts out, but there's so much more to why he's doing what he's doing than just a kid that's 23 throwing crap out there. And he's 23, he's gonna make mistakes. You know, briefly, I saw on the Franco show, this kid was working for him. The services were no longer needed. Jimmy kept paying him. Mr. Beast kept paying him for years so he could do whatever he wanted to do. And then he came out with the allegations that he was a little bit mean to him, and now it's flying all over the internet. And it's like, man, when does it end? When does it end? This makes me like Jess and I were talking about growth and stuff the other day, and this makes me not want to grow. This makes me want to stay in this little like ecosystem, because anytime you get any sort of notoriety, it's just thrashed and smashed to the ground, whether it's true or not. So it sucks when I see little things of like, oh, maybe he was like not nice or not mean to me. You know what? That's what happens in this world. You know, that's what happens in this world. Everything can't be flowers and sausages. I didn't even see anything credible in the claims. But Mr. Beast drugged through the mud for, I don't know. I mean, if you're gonna be drugged through the mud for anything, it should be the quality control in the food that you're putting out. Barf. So yeah, Mr. Beast Burger. I like Mr. Beast. I like Mr. Beast just fine, you know, so, good luck, Mr. Beast, good luck, Mr. Beast. What else did I have on here? Yes, oh, so if you guys have not seen, are you guys, any of you guys fans of, People like to knock others down. It makes them feel big. They don't even have like good like none of these things are good claims. I thought we were all hating on Jake Paul. Isn't Jake Paul the guy everybody's supposed to be picking on? Not Mr. Beast. I don't know. But okay, so anyway, Game of Thrones. Have you guys seen Game of Thrones? Game of Thrones has a spin-off show a couple years after Game of Thrones. Let's see here. Here are the first official photos of HBO's House of the Dragon spin-off show. I liked Game of Thrones all the way up until after season 6, and then it lost me. But I was a huge Game of Thrones fan. One of my top 5 favorite shows, next to like Silicon Valley, Video Game High School. What was the other one? I liked The Sopranos. I thought The Sopranos were good. Dexter's okay. Crystal's been watching Dexter because Dexter's gonna have a new season. So Crystal's been putting Dexter on. The first few seasons of Dexter are pretty good. So House of the Dragons. I believe they already canceled one of their spin-off shows. Season 8 is awful, right? I saw a petition to remake season 8, but none of these actors will do it. And Weiss and Benioff are the biggest D-bags ever. So like, I don't want anything from them. They smashed that show and packaged it and got rid of it because they thought they were going to get their hands on some Star Wars stuff, which ended up happening for a little bit before they got the boot. Those people were insufferable, though, Weiss and Benioff people. They listened to nobody. They didn't look at social media. They couldn't take a clue of how to finish this. Half of it was George R.R. Martin's fault. So anyway, so then they tried to make it was called like House Targaryen or something like that, and then they canceled it. But they rebooted the spinoff with House of the Dragons, which we do have some photos for it. Instantly it makes me think of like, was it like Rhaegar? Was that the old dude that got the gold shoved up on his head? Was that him? So there's some Targaryens there. It looks fun. It's gonna come out. It looks like it's gonna come out next year. Kind of looks like more people like last time. I'll watch it. It'll suck at first until I figure out all the characters, but I'll watch it. The hardest part about Game of Thrones for me is I've watched it twice. I've had 2 watch throughs of Game of Thrones, and the first watch through I'm too confused on, because these people, and they do this in Lord of the Rings too. You really had to have Sauron and Saruman, F you. For us laymen, just because I want to watch your guys' shows, but I can't keep up with the names, so that's that part's hard. So once I learn everybody's names, because everybody's got names that are just off by 1 syllable, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be fun. Here's the thing though, man, is it too little too late? Are we done? Are we over Game of Thrones? Has that done and passed? My wounds are barely healing from what they did to all of us. I didn't find many people that were, if any, happy with that ending. In my opinion, the Night King should have won. The Night King should have won, sat on the throne, raised everybody up, and now they're all just walkers. Ned Stark. They made such a good opportunity when the walkers showed up to Winterfell. Winterfell? Oh, where do the Starks live? Yeah. And they brought everybody back to life, and Ned Stark didn't come out of the tomb. And all the people there that were dead didn't come out of the tomb. Such a big brain. Your computer reminds me of my ADHD brain. So many tabs. I have to have tabs to talk about all the things. Gotta have tabs to talk about all the things. So I'm excited. Yes, Winterfell. So I'm excited for this. I hope they do it right. This is just hopefully has loosely based on one of his books, but hopefully we can just run off and leave George R.R. Martin in the dust, who was somebody who had a great idea, but had the worst follow through ever. He still hasn't finished up that story, and he's gonna pass away soon. I saw him lately. He's gonna pass away soon, and everybody's gonna be stuck with no finale to the show. Oh my gosh, Hodor it is. So I did see a comment that made me laugh down here. It says, why do all British actors look like they are smelling something bad? And I laughed so hard when I scrolled back up to this picture here to see British actors look like they're smelling something bad. I think it's scurvy. Or the gray. I'm a Game of Thrones virgin. David, if you like, it's a really good show. It's a really good show until the very end. And even then, it's watchable all the way through. The problem with Game of Thrones is that they screwed it up. And nobody wanted that ending. Nobody. They turned it into a bad soap opera. Oh no, who's gonna win? Tad or Todd? Neither of them. It's gonna be the guy with the front row parking. Kamiko wants out. All right, I'll handle that real quick. Let's do this. The Witcher is Game of Thrones. Here's the problem, though. I had problems when Game of Thrones ended and Vikings started and stuff like that, is I can't live in two fantasy worlds at the same time. You know, I don't know if we're going to see the Iron Bank or we're going to Kazakhstan. I don't know. So you know what I mean? All right, let me let him out. I don't think I locked the door, so don't come rob me. So I couldn't keep up with all these Dungeons and Dragons shows. I couldn't at all. So it was good. Do you watch Stranger Things? I watched Stranger Things till the middle of season 3, and I just wanted to like punch everybody. Like I don't ever finish shows usually, but I loved Stranger Things. Season 1 was fun. They should have just stopped. So yeah, so I did watch it, but I got bored when they started putting on sailor outfits and hanging out at the mall, because I hung out at the mall, and what you guys think that the mall was and what we wore and hung out was true, but it wasn't as concentrated as you guys have been trying to shove your version of what you think the 80s is down our throats, who actually lived in the 80s. And it kind of wasn't like that. It wasn't as concentrated as that. There wasn't an arcade in every freaking shop. There wasn't a jukebox or a place to take your photos or a place to record your solos on every corner. Sure, they were there, they were around, but they weren't as concentrated as you guys think they were, as they've portrayed it. I love the podcast episode. I miss them, but life gets in the way. Yes, the podcast was really good this week. I had a lot of fun with it. Jess and I went for like an hour and a half on that. So I liked it. I liked doing it. It was fun. We didn't do it for a few weeks, so I had a lot to say. So anyway, that is Game of Thrones before we go on to the next topic. And like I said, Chris has been watching Dexter. It's been on the TV. Don't forget to get your crunch tatas. Crystal's been watching Dexter, and it's been pretty good. They're supposed to be coming out with the new season of Dexter, so we'll see how they screwed it up. The thing about Dexter is everybody's so creepy the first few seasons before they figure him out, and then it gets kind of weird. I remember by like season 5, I remember Crystal and I going like, oh, this is odd. And of course, on that show, they pooched the ending as well, if any of you guys are Dexter's fans. So I'm curious to see if they just like scrub it out like Roseanne did, where she's like, oh, that last season of Roseanne didn't count. Well, now every season for Roseanne doesn't count, but that's a whole nother story. I like Stranger Things. Anyone else see the parody of Stranger Things from the Hollywood YouTube channel or from the Hillywood YouTube channel? I have not. Is it pretty funny? I'll have to try that out. I love Dungeons and Dragons. I wish I had a group to play with. That's my problem. I remember I was like 15 and I went and got a dungeon master guide because my friends played and stuff, and we'd always character build and stuff, but we never ever really got together to play games. I still have my old dungeon guide from when I was like 15 or 16. I think it's like edition 2. I think they're on 5th edition now. I think I have like my edition 2 back there. I know Greg in Michigan plays. I always want to go out there and play D&D with him. I know Hillywood, huge Supernatural fans. I don't know about them, and I don't watch Supernatural. If you're talking about that show, I don't watch Supernatural. Yes. Look, DC did a nasty thing busting on not using Henry Cavill as Superman anymore. I don't know who that is. On his IRL birthday, tells me all you need to know about DC moving forward. You get way too caught up in like the logistics of companies, man. You're gonna send yourself to an early grave caring too much of companies that just don't care. that don't care. Question of the day: go back to bed or not? Still feeling like crazy, but I got AJ to school today. Go back to bed. Why not? If you don't feel good, you can go back to bed. Crystal's in bed. I don't think I'm gonna see her at all today. Supernatural was amazing. Yeah, no, I did not watch Supernatural. Well, that's a lot. 15 seasons. Yeah, no thanks. Second Street Marvel. What is up, Trinity? How's it going, dude? Look I bit your setup here. I like how you did your morning show. So I was like, oh, dude, I want to do it like Trinity. So if you guys haven't seen Second Street Marvel and you guys are into comic books and comic book talk, real comic book talk, not like fanboy comic book talk, I'd go see Second Street Marvel. This is my friend Trinity. He's a pretty cool guy, and he does live streams in the morning. Lots of fun. You'll get opinions. You'll get really good opinions. You'll get really good opinions. So go check out Trinity. One of these days we're gonna have to do something together, dude. That's another show who totally missed the mark on the last season, like Game of Thrones. Do any shows have a good ending though? Are we able to satisfy the masses? That's the thing. People had the most insane reaction to when what was it? It was The Sopranos. Did you guys watch the end of The Sopranos? And how I watched The Sopranos when it was on HBO. Like, I watched it. Then a bunch of years later, Crystal and I binge watched it, and it was so crazy. And then the last episode was the craziest episode of everything. You left there mad. Right away, you're mad. You're like, what the heck? I need more. So I was mad at the ending of The Sopranos for like a week. And then one day I woke up and I'm like, it's genius. It's genius. There's so many things that could have happened right there. It's genius. So I did not like the ending of The Sopranos until I thought about it more, and then I thought it was brilliant. But how do you end a show? How would I end a show? How would I end up ending Game of Thrones? With fan service. How would I end up ending Dexter? With fan service. So you can't always do that. You can't always do fan service stuff, or you'll end up with a mishmash of movies that you don't know what's going on, the last 2 out of 3 Star Wars movies. You're like, what's going on? Why is Luke on Rey's back? Like, what's going on here? So, I don't want that to happen. But The Sopranos was good. Tell Crystal to feel better. Second shot got her again. Yeah, she's not. I don't think she's quite as bad as the first shot, but she's still not feeling good. They rushed it so badly and they ruined it. If you're talking about Game of Thrones, yeah. If you're talking about Supernatural, then I don't know about that. Dude, what is the new Netflix show that looks like all generic Marvel characters? Watch the trailer and it was like, what the hell is this? Dude, I saw this one time. It was like they were all cussing and swearing. They were superheroes and stuff. I don't remember what it was. The Boys Club, The Boys. Blake watched it. I walked in. I'm like, what? Kiss your mother with your superhero mouth? I don't know, dude. So I don't know. There's a few of them. There was Doom Patrol that had Brendan Fraser in it. Whew. That one had a lot of cussing and swearing in it, so I'm like, it was a DC thing. I'm not a DC fan. I don't have anything against DC. Not a DC fan. I don't like Batman. I don't like Superman. I don't like Aquaman. I don't like them. I don't like them. I want to fight. If I could fight any superhero, I would fight probably Batman or Superman. Like, I want to just, I hate you. You're like one big cheat code, Superman. It's like having a Game Shark. I don't need 99 lives. Yeah. So, anyway, The Boys on Prime is insane. I haven't seen that. Maybe that's Jim, dude. Is that what you're talking about? The Boys is X-rated for sure. Is that what you're talking about, dude? Because I do want to see that. I have Prime. I should try to put it on. I know Steve was talking about it for a long time, so maybe I should put that on Prime and give it a try. Here's the thing. I first got comic books when I was in 5th grade. In 1990s when I first got my first comic book. I met my friend Anthony, who was standing in line. He was standing in line waiting to get lunch in 5th grade, and I walked up to him and I'm like, dude, what you got there? And he's like, comic books. And that was it. I was sold on comic books. So all my life I wanted movies. We got really crappy, if anything, movies growing up for comic book stuff. And then now I got my wish where I'm inundated with comic book stuff and movies and stuff, and I'm burnt out. I can't do it. I'm burnt out. I just watched the trailer for the next Marvel universe and it looked cool. It gave me I had goosebumps from it. Whew, but here we go again. WandaVision was fine. I liked WandaVision. We watched The Boys. Okay, I'm gonna have to try that then. None of you guys said anything bad about it. None of you guys. I'm more of a Marvel fan. X-Men cartoons of the 90s were the great. Dude, X-Men cartoons of the 90s was the best cartoon ever. It was so accurate. The drawing was awesome. They used the correct suits. It was good. Days of Future Past in the 90s X-Men cartoon was awesome. They did Jubilee right, who I like Jubilee. I'm not the biggest Gambit fan. But I was always a true believer. That's it. I was never a DC boy. The only time I had collected any of the DC books is like when the death of Superman happened, or the death of Batman happened when Bane broke his back, and we had those poly bags of comics. Otherwise, I was not a DC fan. I would buy the issue 1s of stuff like that, but just couldn't do it. A lot of cussing and really messed up stuff. Sounds like my house. Sounds like my off-camera house life. What do I have to talk about here? That's it. That's it. It's a weird day for me today. Sorry, I'm distracted in my head. Like, I know I need to take care of Crystal. The cats are going crazy. Topo. Hey, Topo. Topo's trying to jump on top of the TV. Hey, get down. I can take my 1-a-day pills, and these are only good. These are only good for. Hold on. Hey, get down. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be one of these days for me. Stop it. You cannot climb up there. Not without parents' permission. Oh my gosh. Still sad Gambit didn't get his own movie. Oh my gosh, no way, man. That guy was insufferable. He was the worst. Okay, so I read the 90s X-Men comic books, the ones that Jim Lee did, like the 4-cover one and stuff, and they had him in there, and he was the worst character ever. He was the worst character ever. Yes. All right, what do we have to do? You know what? I'm like not in the happiest mood today, so you know what? We're not gonna talk about the Peloton recall and how parents can't parent their kids and they let them get sucked under the Peloton. Awesome parenting. Nothing like having your own daycare right next to this tread track from a tank, right? But we won't talk about that. We won't talk about that today because that's just gonna get, you're just gonna get a damn that you ain't seen before. Jubilee, Rogue, and Gambit were my faves. Oh, and Kitty Pryde too. Shadowcat was only in the first pilot. They did Shadow because I thought maybe Shadowcat, like they would do like Kitty Pryde and Loki or something like that, you know? But she hasn't met Loki. It's too hard to do all these like off characters, but look what they did with Vision. You know, I thought Vision was the worst. Like I didn't like him in the X-Men. I didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy. I remember picking up a Guardians of the Galaxy comic book and I'm like, this is dumb. But what you see on screen is it wasn't in the comic books, especially Guardians of the Galaxy, especially Fantastic Four, who hate each other, but they can't get it right on screen because they cast hot people. Stop casting hot people. Jennifer Alba being Mrs., you know, the Invisible Woman's not going to help the fact that her and Reed Richards have a you know, a marriage in turmoil. That doesn't help. That doesn't help at all. I'm super excited for Loki on Disney Plus. Me too. I like that Tom Hiddleston, I don't know, whatever his name is. I like him just fine. I saw the previews of it, and it looks like he's gonna have to go through time. Hold on, let me stop my alarms. It looks like he's going through time in order to write all the stuff that happened with the reality gem. I think it's gonna be an awesome spin-off. Outside the box thinking is what I love. I loved WandaVision. I thought that was great. I liked The Mandalorian. I thought that was cool. So I'm really thinking that Hiddleston. Okay, I'm really thinking that that the Loki spinoff's going to be really, really, really good. I didn't watch any of the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Just doesn't interest me. Like I visually just don't care about some dude flying around with wings on his back like he's a bad Silent Bob from Mallrats, and this other dude that's not Captain America. Like no. Love Jessica Alba and Dark Angel. She is not my Invisible Girl. That's right. She did Dark Angels for all those years. I saw her in like Idle Hands and what other things that she was in. A couple other movies, but Guardians would have not worked without Chris Pratt. At me, bro. You're absolutely right, because Guardians of the Galaxy was another group that was insufferable. Groot was a jerk. Rocket Raccoon was the worst. Like, they made it good. And yes, Chris Pratt made that movie the same way Robert Downey Jr. made Iron Man. I talked so much crap when I opened up my Wizard magazine, and they're all like, he's gonna be Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. I'm like, this is stupid. Throw it away. 5 years later, pick up a book. Oh my gosh, Heath Ledger from 10 Things I Hate About You and A Knight's Tale is gonna be Joker. You're an idiot. Throws it away. Oh my gosh, Ben Affleck's gonna be Batman. That's gonna be stupid. That one was stupid. But the other two ones I was so wrong on that when they casted Chris Pratt and they casted Batista, I was like, this is gonna be good. It has to be, because I've ran my mouth for all the other things and been wrong. So I'm gonna zip my lip. And I had the most fun I've ever had watching Guardians of the Galaxy. It's probably people's favorite Marvel movies because it was so much fun. Chris Pratt was great. They were all great. Nebula was great. Batista in the role of a lifetime. You know, the guy's a buffoon anyway, and now he's got a buffoon with green paint on, and it works. It works. I loved it. Michael Rooker, like, you know, he's always Mr. Svenning to me. So anytime I see him, I get kind of happy. But what was his name? Wadu or whatever like that? They ditched his mohawk fin. In the comic books, he had this big old mohawk fin that they could have easily put on him. I wear one all the time. You know, I wear one all the time. I haven't watched anything from Marvel since Endgame. Good way to go out. I could always change mine, but for now, I'm out of Marvel. I had fun with WandaVision because it was so unique. And like I said, I watched the new big old 10-year plan that they have video, and I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. The same way when I watched wrestling and I got to WrestleMania after Ronda Rousey's big blow up, and then it started over again. It's like, well, I just got done with this movie. I don't want to watch it again. I mean, he was good as Drax. He was. Yeah, he was. Even though Drax in the comic books was way different. Way different. Dude, when they announced Robert Downey Jr., I knew it would work. He is Tony Stark. Kind of. I mean, you know, Tony Stark was an alcoholic, and did other stuff, which they try to do, like, I think in Iron Man 2, they try to do a little bit of a downfall of Iron Man, but they didn't deep dive into all the problems that poor guy has. You know? They really didn't. But when they announced it, he had nothing going for him. So, you know, last I heard of him, he was found, wasn't he arrested for waking up in some kid's bed? Like, he broke into the house drunk and, like, went to sleep in someone's bed. But good choice. Without him and Jon Favreau, this wouldn't all be happening at all. At all. Okay, so I know you guys have asked this in the chat a couple times. And this was my thing that I saw. And I didn't come up with this. At all. It's cereal soup. I saw this yesterday. Is cereal soup. I saw somebody mention it in a comment somewhere, so I Googled it, and apparently it's this big thing going on everywhere where people are trying to have this argument of, is cereal soup? So I went down this rabbit hole last night. This was about 11:30 last night, and you'll have to forgive me. I mean, I'm like trying to figure out of like, what am I gonna do for the next day of the Daily Dan? Crystal's sick. I just got done going 1 for 3 at bat on a food show. Like, what are we doing for tomorrow? So then I started Googling stuff and realizing how many people have this argument on if a cereal is soup or not. I think it's more of a stew. The argument was, if you Google it, the argument is squashed right on the Google headlines. So then you're like, well, that's no fun anymore. That's no fun. But when you start going down there and you start listening to these people talking about it, I found this comedian guy who did like 3 minutes of jokes on is cereal soup, and it was so funny. I can't even replicate it because he did the bit so much better than me. So I'm like, is cereal soup's gonna be a great question? And then I went down the rabbit hole. I realized that people have talked about it to great lengths, to great degrees. Just like, is cereal soup? And so here's the thing. The comedian said, well, if I put beer in a bottle, is it just soup in a bottle? Or if I melt ice cream, is it cold soup? So in order for things to be, no, it's cereal. Oh my gosh. It's cereal. It is cereal. Real quick before we go on, if Disney had not bought Marvel IP, Iron Man 3 would have followed the Demon in a Bottle story arc, but instead we got Kitty Iron Man. Yeah. I also saw Ryan Reynolds put out the Deadpool memo about how him and Logan were gonna take a cross-country trip in the next Deadpool movie. That would have been so rad. It's broth. Okay, I'm liking this. I have the answer because I read it. Uncle Yukon says, no, it's not soup. Soup is soup. Cereal is cereal. Stew is stew. That's why they are named the way they are. I like that. Cereal is humble kibble, or human kibble. You know what? You might not be wrong, Sam, because I eat my cereal dry. I don't eat my cereal wet. I eat my cereal dry. So I guess I do just eat human kibble. And if you guys have seen me on any of the shows, I also eat kibble. For me, it's cereal. Well, according to the internet, Google, if it is soup, it must be boiled and reduced to be soup. So I guess if you could boil and reduce your cereal, then you can have soup cereal. Otherwise, if you put some heat on it, it's soup. It's soup. I like it though. So that was it. It was only a small thing. I had to have something for the title and a thumbnail, so I wrote that. So it's soup cereal at me. Whatever at me means. I saw Jim say it, so I think Blake said it too one time. Blake's been saying all these new words. It's been all these new words. Everything's potato. Everything's say less. I don't even know. Like, is a cereal stew? Yeah. Okay. So Melissa, tell me this: if I warm up some milk and I put a bunch of different cereals in there, like the ends of the bags and that dust, does that make it stew? Hey, chat debate. Let's open up the lines. Let's open up the lines. Ask Dan anything. If you want to talk about soup, if you want to talk about soup and stew, if you want to talk about Iron Man, Star Wars, kids getting sucked under a treadmill because of bad parenting, you can give me a call right now, 661-200-9559. Let me turn down the sound here, and we could talk. All right, let's see. You are on the Daily Dan.
Hey, it's Brittany.
Hey, Brittany, how you doing?
Tired?
Right, it's nighttime for you. It's almost bedtime for you. What brings you to...
I got down to the doctor at 8:30, then I got notification. Hey, it's Dan time.
Yes.
Okay.
It is Dan time, and I'm out of water.
And I felt so bad that I missed yesterday's baking show due to work. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay up and watch.
You know, if you just quit your job, you wouldn't have this problem anymore. And you can just watch all the time.
To take care of the bills.
Ah, yeah, those Dane bills. So what brings you to the Daily Dan today?
Let's talk about Loki.
I don't know much about it. Look, I watched him have that reality stone or something in one of the episodes. Are you gonna focus?
Yeah, apparently they brought up the release date for a few weeks, so it's coming out next month instead of in a few months.
Oh, nice. Okay, so they bumped it up. So they're gonna probably try to release it on the heels of the end of the Mighty Ducks. I think that's gonna be probably ending pretty soon because something has to fill that Friday slot. It was the Mandalorian, then it's the Mighty Ducks.
It's next slot.
What's that?
It's gonna start coming out on Wednesdays.
On Wednesday. Interesting. Okay, on Wednesdays. Because I've only seen Disney Plus stuff release stuff on Fridays, but I don't pay attention. As much stuff as they have on the app, I only go in there to specifically watch a thing. I haven't really gone on there just to like hit play and let things, just play on. So I didn't know that it's going to come out on Wednesday. I think it's going to be interesting. Am I right what it's about? He messed up all this stuff and now he's got to go back a la Quantum Leap and fix everything?
He's fixing all the times splits from, I think, when Cap messed it up.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they messed it all up, Loki got in trouble because he used a stone and he messed up the timeline. So now instead of jail, he has to be fixing it all.
Right. Okay. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be fun. I think it's more outside the box.
It's definitely different.
Yes, and that's what was good about WandaVision. Did you watch WandaVision?
I haven't.
Yeah, it was out of the box thinking. It wasn't from any, I know, so she, in the House of M, she goes crazy, and all this reality stuff happens, and then, the House of M comic books come out for like a year, and it was Wanda, at the end it ended up being Wanda going super crazy and creating an alternate reality. So this is kind of loosely based on that to a point, but it's still fresh stuff that we would never see otherwise if... because Marvel did not have a streaming service. Marvel didn't have a home to put, episodic stuff out. We got, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff like that, but we got that, on CBS or whatever. But, they didn't put out a series like they did when they went to Disney Plus because now they have a place to actually put out episodes. And I think that's what kind of made it super cool, too, because I don't know if you could tell that story without breakups each week, if you were to put it in one movie and stick it in the theater.
Would all the phase 1, 2, and 3 movies, would that be an episodic thing? Because they all go together.
What movies? Which ones are you talking about?
All the way from Iron Man all the way to Endgame?
Sure, okay, right. Yeah. But as far as, inside that WandaVision TV show, how each year was, a different decade, that would be kind of hard to split up, and it had laugh tracks, and it was sitcom-y. I like it. I felt like it wouldn't have worked in the theaters, but it works on the couch. It works on the couch.
True, because it is played off different sitcoms. The decade I want to watch is the one where they rip off Malcolm in the Middle.
That was crazy. I didn't see that one coming because, I try to stay spoiler-free. I'm a really big spoiler-free person. And when it doesn't happen, it's fine, but I'm so spoiler-free. So, yeah, I saw a few of the decades, but I didn't see the Malcolm in the Middle decade. It was fine. It is interesting to see their take on something that we lived through. It was weird. So, I liked it. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was good, then jumped the shark around season 3. I couldn't make it past season 1. I wanted to punch that Agent Coleman guy or whatever in the head.
Halfway through one episode of Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. because it wasn't what I expected.
Yeah, I expected,
I
since this
want
was
to see Agent, but that's it.
right. I thought it was going to be more superhero-y, kind of like they did for the first season, a little bit of Heroes. But I didn't get as much superhero payoff as I wanted to. I wanted them just to go bust superhero crime every week, which they kind of did, but it didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. Didn't really turn out the way I wanted to. So I jumped that right quick because I felt that it wasn't a true Marvel production. I felt like it was studio heads putting together something under the Marvel name. We'll use a symbol here and there, and that can be a representation of the comic books. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I thought they did an amazing job with WandaVision, with main characters that we saw throughout the movies. And I think Loki will do well, especially since they're using the characters from the movies. And that was the thing when they came out with the Avengers. That was the thing that was talked about the most, because up until then you didn't get too many main characters all coming together for a movie. You know, I think like even when they did DC did some stuff, and I think they weren't even going to use the real characters, or they didn't, from the show to the movies. Is that right?
I think so, yeah, because I remember having it talked about when Avengers came out that actually they're using the same actors.
Right, and it was mind-blowing. You were like, whoa, really? How are you going to afford to pay all these people to be in one movie? And they did. And now it's a new standard. Yeah, it's a new standard. So I thought that was cool. It all started when Spider-Man showed up from Sony Pictures in a Marvel film. You know, I thought that was really good too.
Yeah, isn't he still a Sony product?
Yeah, but Sony realizes that they can't do anything with it. Like, they're not going to be able to put out anything good without Marvel. I mean, look what they did. They did Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, which was all right. At the time, that's all we had.
I like the first one.
Or did you like the...
I can't watch the third one at all. I don't know what it is, but Venom scares me so much, and it gave me so many nightmares, even though I was like an older teenager when I first saw it. I was like, there's just something about it. I haven't seen the
really with Venom. That's what scares you?
I don't know what it is.
I get scared because they always use them poorly in everything they try to do. Man, they've really made a mockery out of that movie, that suit, that timeline. That's its own trilogy, but they can't nail it. So Sony without Marvel sucks at Spider-Man, you know. Then because they've had 3 Spider-Mans since then, and but I did see.
Was it Amazing Spider Sony too, or was that Marvel?
I think they're all Sony jams. There's this new one that's coming out now where I saw Tobey Maguire is going to be. I thought all the Spider-Mans are going to be in it. So if you've ever played Spider-Man, you're going to be in this new movie.
There's a rumor that since it's going to be kind of like multiversey, I think that they're going to have the other Spider-Mans and.
Yes, because that's no secret. It's on the actual marquee. Like, you see Tobey Maguire in the Spider-Man suit, the other British dude in the Spider-Man suit, and then that other kid that can't keep his mouth shut. And yeah, you see all 3 of them there. And it looks like I saw, man, who's the guy that played Doc Ock back in the day? It was some dude with like big hairy eyebrows and weird looking.
Oh, I can't remember. I can see it in my brain.
Oh yes, so I saw him there too. So maybe that'll be cool. Spanning universes. I didn't mind Tobey Maguire. He was alright. I saw Kirsten Dunst too. So they are bringing back all the stuff. And this was all in a poster. This wasn't like some behind the scenes information that I have. This was all on their marquee poster. So maybe they're doing it.
That other people don't.
Yeah, maybe they're doing it. So I'll be curious to see how they treat Spider-Man. It'll be interesting to see. Well, thanks for calling the Daily Dan. Get some sleep. You can.
I will after the show.
Yes. Well,
I'll go with my protein shake.
Oh, nice. Well, thank you for calling in. We'll see you next time on the Daily Dan.
Bye, Dan.
Bye. All right. 661-200-9559. Did I fix anything? How did you? Was it Uncle? How did you guys let me get away with that bad spelling for a bunch of days? Oh, I love Bewitch. I grew up with that. Oh yeah, they did their take on Bewitch. I thought that was cute. Hey, you're on the Daily Dan.
Hey, it's Ben, Dan.
Hey,
how you doing?
Ben, good. How's it going?
I'm doing a little bit better.
All right, good. What brings you to the Daily Dan today?
Well, I got a few comments.
Mm-hmm.
One, cereal is not a soup.
I thought it was so funny when I read that because I thought for a microsecond, I'm like, is it a soup? And then as soon as I right-clicked and Googled it, it myth busted me altogether. So why Ben? Let me know why.
Okay, let's just check. A soup, you have to have, when you make a soup, you boil everything down and concentrate it, okay? Cereal, all you do is pour milk on it and eat it. It is not a soup. But I have a recommendation for you. Have you ever heard of the guys Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning on YouTube?
Absolutely.
They have a thing called, they have a podcast. It's called, it's a hot dog is a sandwich. It's with the guy that does the cooking for them, Josh, and one of his assistants, and it's on every week. And it's called a hot dog is a sandwich. Like
Yes.
they talk about, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounded like something I thought you would have probably gotten off of their podcast. But no, and I do eat cereal myself dry. I eat it for a snack. When I'm watching TV, a movie, and I want something sweet,
Me
I'll
too.
go grab me a bowl of cereal and just sit there and munch on it like popcorn.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, me too. I'll sit there with my Lucky Charms and I'll just eat it, I didn't get it from them, although when I right-clicked it, a million people have done it before. Apparently this is an old topic. It's a lot of people have done it. There's a comedian on there. If you guys Google is cereal a soup, there's a comedian on there. There's only one doing it, and he does like 5-minute bits on this, and it is better. As soon as I watch that, I'm like, that is better than anything that can come out of my mouth from this show. And if I were to use his jokes, I'd only be repeating them and butchering them. So you guys should watch that because it's funny. But here, how about this, Ben? If I were to take your can of soup and I were to strain out the liquid and put it in a bowl, and then I were to take that liquid and pour it on top of all the meaty bits like cereal, is it still soup?
Yes, it's still soup because all you did was break down the components of the soup. You took all the liquid out and left the other stuff, the bits of whatever type of soup it was. Say it was vegetable beef. You took all the vegetables and beef out and just put it in a bowl and then poured the liquid back on it. So it's still it's still a soup.
Okay. Well, here's revision 3, Ben. Okay, so according to this definition here, I'm putting up on the screen, soup is a liquid or food made by boiling or simmering meat, fish, or vegetables with various added ingredients. So how about this? If I don't warm it up, it's not soup. Now I'm eating cereal because I don't warm up my soup. I don't warm up my SpaghettiOs. So now I am taking liquid and solids just like cereal, and I'm eating them. So am I eating soup am I eating cereal if I eat soup out of the can that has not been warmed up?
Well, by definition, it's still a soup whether you warm it up or not. But that's a gray area. Now, I'll be honest with you. The Progresso soups that I get, I don't warm them up. I just eat them straight out of the can.
Yeah, that's like liquid water.
I pour them in a bowl and I eat them. But you could argue both ways for that. If it's not cooked, it could be like a cereal.
I might get off on a technicality. I might get out of here not guilty, Ben, on this because I'm not warming it up.
Well, potato, what you do is what you do.
Ben, Blake says...
I got a friend now. Listen to this.
Yeah, okay.
You're going to think this is crazy. I got a friend that thinks that when I eat cold pizza, that is the worst thing I can do.
That is not a friend.
On a Friday night, and 2 or 3 o'clock on a Saturday morning, I'm up, I'm hungry. I'll go grab a cold piece of pizza and eat it. But this is coming from a guy that eats baby cereal, and he doesn't think that's weird.
That's like psychologically weird. Like you need to go see somebody, man. Cold pizza, man. All you need to do is go see a microwave. That's way different, man. If you don't like cold pizza, then like you need to have a background check on you because what other funky things don't you like? Because cold pizza is its own thing. There's pizza and then there's cold pizza. So wow,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't like the texture of the cheese being all like hard and everything.
Oh,
but
texture people.
I said to him when he told me he eats baby cereal, I said, and you think me eating cold pizza is strange?
Right?
I said,
right.
Look, you're an adult. It's a baby's food. He goes, oh yeah, I've even eaten the strained carrots and all that stuff out of a baby food. I said, you need some serious help.
You need some serious help. Yes, definitely so. Especially if he's eating pureed pizza in the baby food.
I mean, And as crazy as you are, and I mean that in a loving way, brother, would you sit there and eat a can of strained carrot baby food, a jar?
No, and the only reason I did when I was a child is because I had no choice because I was a potato. No, I'm an adult. There's other things out there. It reminds me of Walt Flanagan, who just eats cold pizza and hot dogs all day, if you guys know who Walt Flanagan is. And I just don't there's other stuff out there, but to each their own.
Right, well, people even think I'm strange because two things. I like beef tongue, and I also drink goat's milk.
Okay, I mean, that's part of the initiation. That's part of the initiation is goat's milk. And what'd you say was the other thing that you ate?
Cow's tongue.
Yeah, a lingua. Lingua is super popular here. You can get it at the taco truck right here across the street. You can get that, and that's no big, that's fine. That and whatever the brain is. That stuff's good in the tacos. You would never be able to tell the difference at home. It's just good.
I went to a restaurant, a Mexican restaurant, and I ordered me 3 taco de lengua and a Coke, and I did it in Spanish, and the lady was impressed. She says, "You speak Spanish?" I said, "Just a little bit," and it was like, no problem. We have a market here in Maryland. I don't know if they have them on the West Coast. It's called Jalapeno Market. They have a little diner inside, and I got me that, and I got me the tres leche cake, the 3 milk cake. Oh,
nice.
Those are good. Yeah.
Nice.
But and with the thing with the Marvel and all of that, I'm up in the fence about the way they ended some of these. I see on TNT, the channel, that they actually have a TV show now called Shazam.
Oh, yes. I haven't watched any Shazam at all. That looks fun, because we all know, the story of Shazam. That goes way back to, the 50s, 40s, 50s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How was that? Have you tried that?
I remember. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to start watching it. But, I liked WandaVision. I watched some of the, Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I sort of lost interest in it. But the thing on Amazon Prime, Without Remorse, now that was a good movie.
I'm gonna write that one down.
Yep.
Well, Ben,
listen, Ben.
Yes.
I know it's almost time for you to get off. You have a great day. Tell Crystal I hope she feels better.
Yeah, I'm gonna go put my nurse outfit on after this. It's a hot number 2, and I'm gonna go take care of Crystal. So thank you for calling, Ben. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time on the Daily
buddy,
News.
and tell her I said hello.
All right, I will do. Thanks, dude.
Bye-bye.
I think I found my loophole, guys. If Brittany says that maybe they warm it up before they put it in the can. Look, what happens before the can, I can't, it stays before the can. So I can't help that, but I'm thinking I'm eating cereal if I'm not warming up the soup. I'm not warming up the soup. All right, before we get out of here, let's see what everybody has to say here. Don't you disparage the good name of Mr. Walter Flanagan. Tell him, Steve Dave. I was faithful and religious on every episode of that thing. And after a while, it just got too much. It got too much. I watched all the way right up to the end of Comic Book Man when they started to break off into stuff. I just wanted them to bring back Pucknuts, and then I had to take a break for a little bit. I had to take a break. I had to. But super loyal fan until then. Cold pizza depends on the pizza. It does. Little Caesars are great. Cold Gino's East, not so much. Perfect. Yes. If I'm getting a Gino's or a Papa Gino's pizza, not like a place that's not bringing it to your house. When you go get real pizza, yes, the next day, and we have a toaster oven, and sometimes I'll toast it depending on if I get up and I'm just hungry or not. But Domino's Pizza and Pizza Hut and stuff like that, I'll eat it cold. But I will say, when you put it in the toaster oven and toast it back up again, it does come to life like the ashes of the Phoenix, but not the bad dark Phoenix of Frankie Jamison, whoever played the Dark Phoenix in those old Marvel movies, those old X-Men movies. Whew. Trinity, Second Street Marvel Trinity, no to cold pizza, but go ahead and enjoy. I respect your opinion. Also, you didn't weigh in on any of this crazy Marvel stuff we've been talking about all day. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry if if my Marvel history, my Marvel historian in me isn't isn't as good as your Second Street Marvel. And like I said, if you want to hear comic book opinions like this, but a little less worried about being canceled, then you should go follow Second Street Marvel. He's in the chat there. His stuff's good. His stuff's real. His stuff might come with a couple 4-letter words or two and harsh opinions, but it's real, and I love that about it, especially in a day where it's not easy to talk about everything. Tomorrow I'm gonna have to figure out a way to spin this Peloton video so we can talk about Peloton and parenting, because that's important. All right. I guess I should get out of here in just a few minutes here. I was a huge Smith fan until he had his heart attack. He's gone swathed now, and I'm having a hard time following him still. Maybe around the time Harley started becoming popular, and maybe like of the time of like during Tusk and stuff, I've bowed out for now. I still love the dude. Whenever I see him here and there, I still be like, hi, what's up, Kev? But it's going to be a little bit before I jump back into Kevin Smith. Yes. So healing vibes of Crystal. See everybody tomorrow. Yes. Hey, did you see Jericho's pratfall from the Blood and Guts last night? He is so WCW. It's not even ironic. He took the softest bump. They're like, did you see Jericho's bump? And I ran and I looked at it, and Jericho, like, whatever, he's in his 50s, so I get it. So Jericho takes the bumps into the cardboard boxes. It was so soft. I wish they would have had the camera so it fell through him and they could have cut to a different angle like they did when Shane got thrown off the top not too long ago, but that was sad. Just stop doing tricks, bro. Stop doing tricks. All right, everybody. You all have a good day. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for all the support. I hope I got you up and thinking. I hope the energy levels ooze through the screen. Bedhead. I forget. I don't have to be formal. This is my show. We can mess around. It looks bad. I look like one of those Cupid dolls. Is that what it is? Oh my gosh. I hope Crystal feels better soon. Me too. I'll be back tomorrow morning for the Daily Dan, and then, only then, will we see if Crystal is going to be alive enough. She's got enough vigor to come in here and bake for us on Friday. I could care less about Peloton. Yuppie's doing yuppie shit. Who cares? No, it's some dude let their kid get sucked into the Peloton and it died, and they're all a bunch of morons, and they're trying to blame Peloton instead of bad parenting. Anytime my kid got hurt, it was my fault for letting my kid get hurt. All right, everybody. You guys have a good day. I guess I can turn this on here, maybe. Sometimes I push buttons on my machine. And it doesn't work. Today, I've been trying to push the outro button. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. If you guys want to get some RFS Dan stickers, you can. Oh, look, I'll put the links to RFS Dan in the chat if you want to follow any of my stuff on social medias. Today I'll be editing some of Jess's videos, and that's it. That's all you'll find of me today on the internet until tomorrow morning. I don't think I want to show up online at all, guys, today. So thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for the daily dose of morning laughs. Yes, thanks for showing up with me every morning. I'm still working on getting a thread set up so you guys can submit stuff for the show, because I'm not sure what to do every morning. I don't want to be boring for you guys. I'd rather just stand here and talk to you all. I'd rather just open the lines and have everybody call it in. You guys pick what the show is every day, but we'll figure this out. We're going through this together. I have no idea how to work this, but I appreciate you guys showing up and hanging out with me on the Daily Dan. Bye, Dan. Time not to paint because I have no canvases left. Canvases were on sale at Walmart the other day. Go check them out. Also, Michael's has 50% off or 30% off coupons maybe once a month. That's when you stock up on your canvases. Crystal's gonna have to come in over and give you some Michael's deal stuff, because there's certain times where Perfecto 39, you work there. There's certain times where you get those canvases and those paints when they're like buy one half off or 30% off on a full price coupon or something. So watch out for that, Hannah. Money, Dan, money. Oh. Can't help you with that, friend. Bye, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. You guys are great.